Senator Ted Cruz, who joins us now from Washington. Hello, Ted. How are you?
Glenn, good to be with you as always.
I mean, our country has gone mad, Ted. It has gone mad. Tell us what the latest is in the impeachment trial, what it's about, and what the outcome's going to be. What is it going to mean?
Well, sure. You know, what you started off with is the simple reality that our media is totally broken now, that they no longer pretend to be journalists. They're just propagandists. That at the age of Trump, one of the most significant effects of the age of Trump has been that virtually the entire media, whether it's USA Today, whether it's your old home CNN, they've lost their minds. They are consumed by Trump hatred. They don't pretend to cover news. They are propagandists for a partisan political view. And so that particular piece, it's almost as if the author is not aware that the Constitution assigns the impeachment authority to the House of Representatives of the United States, assigns the authority to try impeachment in the Senate. It's almost as if the author of that piece is not aware that the framers understood that when you were impeaching a president, the senators who were trying the case would know the president, would be working with the president, would be political players, which is why they assigned it to political branches, because there's a legal judgment, but it is also a political judgment.
Yes.
And that is exactly how the framers of the Constitution intended it to operate. But the USA Today propagandists there, that they don't want the readers to understand that. Instead, they want to scare them and mislead them.
So I will tell you, Ted, that this, I think, goes way beyond Donald Trump and Donald Trump hatred. It is into something new. Yesterday, Rush Limbaugh, Mark Levin, and I were targeted by the New York Times as saying that we were also henchmen. We were the voice that were whipping the crowd into a frenzy. Nothing could be further from the truth. Today, I see one that came out a couple of days ago on You by Jeffrey Martin. Lincoln Project takes aim at Ted Cruz, Kevin McCarthy, and others who fed the mob a diet of lies. They are coming. This is about not just impeaching the president, but this is about saying anyone who was GOP, anyone who was supportive of the president has got to be shut up, sit down, reprogrammed, or whatever else the other really frightening terms they're now using.
Glenn, you are exactly right. This moment, I've compared it to the end of all three of the Godfather movies, where if you remember at the end of each of those movies, Michael Corleone settles his debts, and he tries to eliminate all of his enemies. That's where the hard left is. That they feel victorious, they feel surging, they feel invulnerable, and so they're trying to destroy Donald Trump. And then that's a major purpose of this impeachment, is they want to utterly destroy him. But they're trying to destroy you. They're trying to destroy me. They're trying to destroy every conservative. And their real target is the 75 million Americans who voted for Donald Trump. And they want to utterly silence and cancel and erase every one of us and have us be silent and subservient. We're seeing this big tech, which is now the henchmen and enforcers for the far left, is systematically and ruthlessly erasing and canceling anyone whose views they disagree. We saw them do it with Parler, where all of big tech got together in what was a blatantly illegal violation of the antitrust laws to just obliterate Parler because they wanted no avenue for anyone to speak. We saw it just yesterday when big tech banned Project Veritas because they don't actually want journalists that report and expose their corruption. And mark my words, they are coming after you. They're going to try to shut down your program. They're going to try to shut down Mark's program. They're going to try to shut down Russia's program because they want to silence anyone who disagrees with the totalitarian state.
So, Ted, how do we speak to an audience and tell them the truth of what is really coming down the pike, what the real motives are, have a press and, quite honestly, people like AOC accusing you of trying to have her murdered, the crazy things that are being said every day? People know their freedoms are, we're at a crossroads in this country. How do we talk to them, inform them, and also ensure that what the left seemingly wants to happen is begging to happen, a repeat of something like January 6th. How do we make sure that people feel still empowered and that there is progress being made and somebody's in their corner fighting for them?
Well, listen, I am optimistic in the medium and long term. And bizarrely, the reason I'm optimistic is because the lunatics who are in control, they're going to overreach. The far left is driving the Democratic Party. And the Biden administration, you're seeing it every day. They're going further and further and further. They're going to go too far. Now, it means we're going to have 2 very difficult years for this country because they're going to implement some incredibly harmful policies. But the good thing is that politics historically has always been like a pendulum, that it swings too far in one direction, and then the American people get dismayed and pull it back the other way. And I think 2022 is going to be a very good election. I think 2024 is going to be a very good election because the ideas and policies they're implementing are disastrous. Joe Biden is obliterating jobs on a daily basis. We saw the first day in office, he eliminated 11,000 jobs of the Keystone Pipeline, including 8,000 union jobs. Just this week, he stepped forward to eliminate the work requirement for Medicaid because he doesn't want people working. He doesn't want people going back to school. The policies they're putting in place are disastrous. And the good news is that as people see those policies don't work, they will want to return to some semblance of sanity. That's good for the country in terms of our long-term prospects.
So the impeachment, the left has laid out their case on Donald Trump. Have you seen anyone? How many Republicans are going to vote to convict, do you think?
So I think we'll probably have a total of about 55 votes to convict. So all 50 Democrats will vote to convict, and probably 5 Republicans. I'd say plus or minus 2. So I'd say the low is 53, the high is 57. The good news is we are nowhere near the 67 that are needed to convict. That's not going to happen. The end of this, either late tonight or sometime tomorrow, is going to be that Donald Trump is acquitted. That is the inevitable result of this. All 100 senators know that. The House managers know that. Every reporter covering this knows that. But they are doing this because they want to bloody up not only the president, but every Republican. This is political theater from the Democrats, and they're not even pretending to satisfy the legal standard, the constitutional standard of high crimes and misdemeanors, or the legal standard of incitement, which is what they have charged, but they didn't come remotely close to satisfying or proving.
The left always has us in a win-win situation for them. They knew they weren't going to get this through. They knew it.
Sure.
So what was this all about? Is it a distraction? Is it a setup for what's coming next, which is just this continual McCarthy-like witch hunt and the smearing of anyone who disagrees with them as, you know, today's communist, which I guess is a GOP member, a Trump supporter, or is it something else? What is the win here for them?
So I think it is all of the above, but I think it started with something simpler, which is that I think particularly House Democrats really embody, I'd say, the id of the Democratic Party. They embody the rage. They hate Trump with this all-consuming passion that is deeply unhealthy for our country. It has been their defining characteristic the last 4 years, is hatred of Donald J. Trump. House Democrats wanted to impeach him in November of 2016 before he was sworn in.
I know.
They were saying they wanted to impeach him as he was being sworn in. This is now the second time they've impeached him. And I think the biggest reason we went forward with this is this was just a cathartic, primal scream from House Democrats. Frankly, Senate Democrats, I think, didn't really want to do this. I think if you'd left it up to Senate Democrats, they wouldn't have done this trial. You know, look, the Senate Democrats, they just took control of the Senate. They've got a Democratic president, Democratic House. They all just got gavels as committee chairmen. I think the Senate Democrats are eager to go start destroying the country with terrible policies.
So do you see anyone in the Senate that you look at from the other side of the aisle? You don't have to name names, that is like, I got to tell you, I mean, we're not crazy. We're not crazy. A lot of this stuff, I'm not with. This is crazy. Is anyone questioning what's going on?
Not really.
Oh my.
Look. The closest to it is you have Joe Manchin, who's a Democrat from West Virginia, who has said right now that he will oppose ending the filibuster.
Yeah, but do you believe that? I mean, it's pretty
really.
sad that we're counting on him.
Kirsten Sinema from Arizona has said the same thing. So right now, if the two of them miraculously can stand up and hold the line, that will make a big difference. Many of the worst things that the crazies want to do won't happen if they can't end the filibuster. Now, I got to say, if past is prologue, I've served 8 years with Joe Manchin. I've never seen him stand up to Chuck Schumer and Democratic leadership when they really put the thumbscrews on. So I am hoping for him. I am praying for spinal fortitude. But if they do hold the line, it'll be the first time they've ever done so.
Ted Cruz, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend. God bless. And just one reminder, God is sovereign and remains in control. And our country is and will remain a shining city on a hill. And I believe that with every molecule in my body.
Thank you so much.